after the Third Council, the Dharma began a great expansion. King Kanishka passed from this world, but the ripple of his patronage spread wide. A lay bodhisattva named Jati appeared in the northern region called Ashmaparanta, near the Thogar country west of Kashmir. He was wealthy and devoted. He worshipped all the shrines in the north and invited the great teachers Vasumitra, a Vaibhasika master, and Gosaka from Maru and Thogar. For 12 years, Jati hosted a sangha of 300,000 monks, providing food, robes, and all necessities. At the end of this generosity, he prayed for perfect wokeness, Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. His sincerity was so pure that miraculous signs occurred. Flowers and incense offered remained suspended in mid-air. Lights burned without fuel. The ground trembled, and celestial music filled the sky. These miracles marked that his offering had pierced the veil of conditioned causation. At the same time, King Kanishka's son, ruling from Pushkalavatra, continued to honor the Dharma, entertaining sanghas and inviting scholars. In Kusumapura, a learned Brahmana named Vidu made 1,000 copies of the entire Tripitaka, each section containing 100,000 verses, shlokas. He donated these manuscripts to monks and furnished every vihara with abundant offerings. In Pataliputra, there lived an arhat called Arya Ashvagupta. He was an Asamaya Vimukta arhat, a saint free from time itself. One who had perfected the 8 liberations, Astavimuksa Samadhi. Through his teaching, many others, including Arya Nandamitra, realized arhatship and saw the truth directly. In the West, there ruled King Laksashva, who used his power to serve the law of the Buddha. In Saurashtra, in the southwest, lived a Brahmana named Kulika, who became a supporter of the Dharma. Hearing of a great elder named Nanda, born in the land of Anga and accomplished in Mahayana, Kulika invited him to teach. From here, Taranatha describes how Mahayana spread. The king of the land, seeing there were many preachers of the doctrine but few listeners, built 500 temples atop Mount Abu. In each he placed a learned and devoted teacher, along with a circle of ordained students to hear the teachings. This symbolic act, matching 500 teachers to 500 temples, shows the pattern of Mahayana expansion through both wisdom and infrastructure. The king then asked, "How vast are the Mahayana Pitakas?" He was told they numbered around 100 lakh shlokas, countless verses. He ordered them copied and donated the manuscripts to monks. Later these copies were brought to Shri Nalendra, Nalanda. At this point, 3 great assemblies of Mahayana practitioners, each numbering 500, were established. These assemblies were deeply learned in scripture, had attained the stage of forgiveness, Shanti Prapta, and many possessed Abhijna, miraculous knowledge, direct spiritual powers. They could even display wonders to inspire faith. Through them, the fame of Mahayana spread far and wide. The Shravaka monks, attached to older forms, failed to grasp its depth and accused the Mahayana of being something other than the Buddha-esque word. But the Mahayanists continued calmly, embodying the Yogacara path. Though most had originally been ordained in the older 18 schools, they lived among those followers and quietly transformed them from within. Even though the Mahayanists were few, they could not be dominated because they were grounded in bodhicitta and deep samadhi. Around this time, in Magadha, 2 Brahmana brothers lived, Udbata Siddhiswamin and Shamkarapati. They were philosophers trained in both Buddhist and non-Buddhist systems. At first, they worshipped Maheshvara, Shiva, as their chosen deity. But Udbata began to doubt the efficacy of that path, while Shamkarapati turned his reverence solely toward the Buddha. Moved by their mother's words and gaining supernatural power of swift movement, they they travelled miraculously to Mount Kailasa to seek understanding. There they saw Mahadeva seated on his bull, with Uma plucking flowers and Ganesha attending. When they arrived, Mahadeva received them respectfully. And when 500 arhats descended from the sky and Mahadeva bowed to them, he listened to the Dharma and recognized the Buddha's superiority. He even told Advaita, "Only the path of the Buddha leads to liberation, nowhere else."